We welcome you to episode 34 of Battin and Chattin here on the Eastern Observer alongside Denis Tuohy. I'm Brandon Natale. Now, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube to be kept in on the loop everything Eastern Observer and most importantly, Battin and Chattin. Our show can be found on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts can be found. Our show is presented to you by Black Cats NYC. Be sure to download their newest hit single, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us, which could be found on Spotify, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM Satellite Radio, and many others. Dennis, how you doing today on this fine evening?
Doing okay, man. No complaints. Hanging out. Got the Flyers Blackhawks game on. Just hanging out, man.
I know we were at Sunday. We were at the Stadium Series for the Islanders Rangers. So
Yes, we were.
that was definitely a fun environment. It was interesting, as an Islanders fan, it was definitely interesting and fun to see. So
Yeah. I mean, for you, I'm sure it was a fun time hanging out with everybody, but not a fun result.
no, it was not a fun result. No, but hey, honestly, definitely not. Definitely was devastating. I keep talking to people. It's crazy to me how Ranger fans are there on New York. It's insane.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to talk more about that, or do you want to move to just the regular baseball?
Well, I guess one thing I would want to ask is, in terms of that, I was asking my coworkers today at my job. What do you like, in your opinion? What do you think it would be more scarier for an island, to have wear an Islanders jersey in the Garden, or to wear a Mets jersey at Yankee Stadium? Which would you think, or even Jets Giants? Would you think would be more scarier?
It depends. Yeah, I'm going to go back to my classic example. If the Rangers are playing the Blackhawks and you're wearing an Islander jersey, kind of lame. And I'm sure you'll draw a lot of attention because you're looking for attention. Same way if you're wearing a Met jersey at a Yankee Red Sox game, you're looking for attention. You're going to get the attention. If you're wearing a jersey of the team that's playing, you'll get some attention similar to what you got the other day. Islanders suck, whatever. And that's it. No violence, no real issues. There'll be drunk people, sure, being drunk people, but that would happen whether or not it's a Yankee Mariners game and you're wearing a Mariner jersey or a Yankees Mets game. It's going to be the same level of stupidity.
That's pretty well said.
Yeah. I don't think it's much of a difference because it's the same market. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Yankees Giants, Jets Giants, I don't think there's anything. You play in the same building.
Yeah, I've seen, even when I went to the last check game I went to when it was on Black Friday, I saw someone in some Giants gear, and I was, well, the Jets were doing terrible as usual, so I said to the guy, I said, "Hey, give me Tommy DeVito," so I'll take him off your hands. I was making jokes with the guy, and I was actually, you remember the Rangers fans we were talking to, the ladies, they loved me, they're like the Rangers fans, they're like, "You're the only Islander fan like I that is nice," so I'm like, all right.
One of them had made a comment that the Islander fans, so they were a row above us. The end of that row were Islander fans. And one of them made a comment that those people were being extremely rude earlier in the afternoon.
Those people we were talking to?
Not those people, the people at the end of their row, the Islander fans, which I found interesting. They never elaborated on it. They were just being like rude and like annoyed about somebody had to use the bathroom or something like that, and they were kind of like being whiny about it,
right?
Like moving. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but yeah, I enjoy talking to people at games. I really do.
I do too. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah,
Like,
it's you're friendly. We're here, sharing the common interest of the sport and just in general. We're friendly, especially we're friendly people, so we'll talk to anybody.
Yeah. It was one of my favorite parts of the World Baseball Classic was talking to all the different people.
Yeah, especially those people we're talking to, they're from Virginia. Or like,
yeah,
I was like,
I mean, you can imagine when I was in Miami talking to people from Japan about baseball over there. because I was sitting by a bunch of Japanese fans, and I was also sitting by some Spanish fans too, because people bought tickets to the finals, and whoever's in it's going to be a good game, so why not go? And I was talking with a bunch of fans that were like Mexican fans, Puerto Rican fans,
Right.
and whatnot. And
Okay.
then in the semis, I was talking to a bunch of Mexican fans because Mexico versus Japan was the semi game I went to. And I liked it. I liked, talking to different people, their experiences and whatnot of watching baseball.
Hmm.
Uh,
No, I agree. Yeah, and
yeah, sometimes you learn some cool stuff about like team cultures and what like people like value on their team,
yeah,
different perspectives.
I definitely thought that was pretty cool.
So I've mostly gone to Yankees games and Mets games, and I haven't seen too many like opposing team fans. I was the opposing fan when we went to see the Dodgers this summer.
Yeah, you were
But
here.
like on the train ride there, we are talking to the guy Allen, the old dude, about
Yeah,
Dodgers baseball. So like that was fun. Like that's the kind of stuff I geek out on, bro.
yeah. No, I mean that's because I love hearing stories like that too. From the old days and just it's just history. Like I love history. You're a history major.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love talking to people, especially when just, just anything up. I don't know, just conversations just happen. You can't force them or just come about. And I agree. It was definitely fun talking to to a ton of people. And I remember we're in the bathroom line waiting outside after the game, and we were talking to a couple Ranger fans. So they were cool. I mean, they were kind of bragging a little bit that their team won, but I mean, I was talking to them for a little bit. They were cool. And then I yelled at a guy for cutting in front of me in the bathroom. Said, "Hey, so get in the back." I don't know
Oh, I was paying
if,
attention.
No, yeah, no, and it's good. The guy was like, this guy said to me, he's like, "Oh, my bad." I'm like, "Yeah, get in the back," and everybody apparently gave him like the biggest like stare. Like,
Yeah, because it was a decently long line. We got there right before it got long.
right, yeah. I
Right,
mean,
you're talking about before we left the stadium.
before we left the stadium, yeah, it
Yeah,
was definitely
and
not
we
bad.
got there right before it got long.
Yeah,
Maybe because it was us. It's like 5 of us.
yeah.
So that's 5 people that had to use the bathroom on the line.
But I'm trying to think of stories I've had of like talking to people at ball games and uh, interactions I've had with some fans. Is
At Yankees Red Sox, remember that the guy caught the home run ball and we interviewed him. He caught JD Martinez's home run ball. Is July 16th,
was it
2021.
that was a home run ball?
It was the home run ball.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You spoke to him.
Was it
The
the
guy
Spanish
spoke
ball?
in Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember. Yeah, I didn't know he caught it.
Yeah,
I I'm sorry. No, I know what you're talking about. I remember the guy was a great guy. He actually did like understand us too. Like I mean, a little bit, and people helping him translate too. So, um, nice guy too.
yeah,
I didn't know that's what I thought it was a foul ball, but I forgot we were sitting pretty high up.
yeah. No, it was a home run. It was a JD Martinez home run ball.
I remember one thing, and I guess before we move on,
Of
before
course.
we get into Kodai Senga, I just remember anytime I think of like interaction, I definitely think of that time we sat in the bleacher section for the Yankees Tampa game, and that was probably the funnest. And I'm not as a Met fan, I mean, I'll say it, and it's not a big deal. I don't care. That was probably the most intense and fun night at a baseball game I've had. I mean, it was
Yeah,
just, and not because of the fight. It's just I wouldn't say that. I mean, that made it crazy, but
the haircut,
the haircut, random haircut,
everything.
and then yeah, just obviously we were at everybody, and then Tampa was being I guess the Yankees lost. That was my fun video at the end. But that was that was a fun night. Yeah, I mean, well, that fight was insane, and I'm pretty sure the whole stadium was watching that,
Including Manny Margot.
including Manny Margot, because like you said, he was.
Yeah, I wish I could get the. Yeah, I wish I could find. You know what? I'm gonna see if I could find it right now
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead. I don't know if
because it was an Andrew Benintendi triple, so there's got to be a highlight of it somewhere. But I'm telling you, right now,
I'm telling you
the
right.
guy got distracted by a fight. I'm telling you, that's what happened.
That was insane. I know, and I remember seeing like
And it's one of those things that I don't think I don't think like a broadcast or anything like that would have realized that's what caused it, because it wouldn't be in their main periphery.
Right. To like,
But the fight actually had an impact on the game. Was
is it
it
not?
Andrew Benintendi?
It was Benintendi. You guys.
I could have sworn I've been saying it was Benintendi for years,
Yeah, you were saying. Well,
but I can't find it. Andrew Benintendi 2022 highlights. We'll see. We'll mute it. It was a home game. Oh man, this is nope. That's the Blue Jays. It's a home run. Blue Jays again. It was Rays wearing navy blue. Let's see. Let's see. I really want to see this. You have no idea how much I want to find this right now.
but yeah, I mean, whenever
It's
you
like
can find
such a
it,
bizarre story.
whenever you can find it, go ahead. But it's also the
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, that's against the
imagine having like
Mets.
a whole stadium watch. I'm pretty sure the whole stadium was watching that.
Because the ball was hit right there.
It was right. Yeah.
That's the craziness of it. The fight breaks out during the at bat. Benintendi hits the ball. The center fielder, you see him look at the fight, confused, and lose the ball. Like it's astounding. Like if the Yankees, could you imagine that happens in the bottom of the ninth?
Oh, forget it.
That's one of those things that if I called into WFAN, they would have no clue what I'm talking about. And I'd say I'm telling you, it impacted the game. I saw the look on the guy's face. It impacted the game. Astounding. One of my favorite moments of going to a sports game ever, because it's one of those so bizarre things. It's like lightning has to strike twice.
Yeah, I feel bad for people that sit in the bleacher section because I feel like I feel bad because like there was like a nice couple behind me, and they look like feel like if you sit in the bleacher section like you're
I
for
think
people
I
that
found it.
did you really
I think I found it.
wait send it in the
Bottom
private
of the
chat maybe
fifth.
I'll present it.
Hold on. Triple in the gap.
Is that it?
Hold on. I found the game. I found the moment. The triple. I don't see. They don't show the fight in here.
Yeah, I guess where the camera was.
It was to left center field.
Okay.
So the ball, I misremembered it. The ball wasn't hit towards the left, but now I'm gonna replay it. You know what? Hold on a second. All video credits, real quick, to CMAC. I'm gonna share my screen so you can see it. I learned how to do this the other day. Share screen.
You can do that.
Yeah, I learned how to do this.
Oh, no.
I have to hit enter.
I don't know if I gotta. Oh wait, this is it.
This is it. This is the play. This is the moment. You don't remember it because we saw it live. Here we
I
go.
don't know it was that late in the game. I thought it was. I thought it was earlier.
Bottom of the fifth. 2-1. Jeffrey Springs on the mound. I remember that. 3-0. Yep, Rays were winning. This has to be it. I
I
remember it was around this time because he didn't get an RBI or anything like that.
I thought it was. I thought it was earlier in the game.
No, he had a big game. So we'll show you the whole game highlights.
Oh, okay, wait.
Fans.
Okay, wait. Yeah, wait. Go back. Wait, go back to the beginning. Or
This is his first step out of the ball game.
okay, right. Play.
And once again, all video credits go to CMAC, who had the highlight reel made. All right, so this is the game we're at. We're in the bleachers section. This game is off the walls. A fan is getting a haircut from another fan in the bleachers. Fights breaking out.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. We're in the bleachers. It's the cheap seats. The cheap seats always attract the younger, drunker crowd, and
That's
the
yeah.
younger,
That's one
drunker
thing.
crowd
Yeah.
showed up that night.
Like you know what I mean. If you want, like, I feel bad because, like I said, I bring up the couple because like they would look like a nice normal couple, just
Right.
just trying to have a good night. Watch a nice ball game. So if you're looking to to do that, I don't think the bleacher section is necessarily the best place to do that. They
I
definitely
agree.
They definitely saw a lot. So yeah, like you said, wait, play the. I want to see the clip.
And here we go, Mr. Benintendi, your Yankees moment, your Battin and Chattin moment. Is Andrew Benintendi a Battin and Chattin Hall of Famer after this game? You
Let's
tell
find
me.
out.
His first at bat, nice little oppo single.
Okay, all right, that was the first I bet. I
All
thought it
right.
was earlier in the game. I didn't know it was that late in the game.
And here it is, the moment in history. He hits it.
Oh, so it was from center field.
Yeah.
It looks like that. Yeah. Okay. It's starting to look familiar. I thought it was hitting. Yeah. I don't.
I thought it was hit towards us.
I thought it was hit towards us. Yeah. That's what I thought.
But if you see, I'm trying to find it.
I thought it was. It's all right. We're not gonna be able to get the fight. So. You know.
No, I'm trying to
Not that.
see
Not
if
that we're
there's
trying to get that. We don't advocate for violence here in Eastern Observer.
no. What I'm trying to see is if you could see the crowd looking.
I feel like it's kind
That's
of
what I
hard.
was trying to
I feel
find.
like it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Oh,
You're not
well,
gonna be able to. But either
I
way.
tried.
So that's. But that's that.
16
So
minutes on that.
hey, I'm all for that.
All right.
But in other news, heading over to Flushing, Queens, Mets pitcher Kodai Senga is now undergoing tests for arm fatigue. This is not definitely something any Mets fan, including me, would want to hear to start off spring training, and as the first game's not even played yet. Saturday the Mets play up against the Cardinals. They said he's experienced arm fatigue after throwing a side session during spring training and is being examined by trainers. Manager Carlos Mendoza said Wednesday. In quote, Mendoza said, "We'll see about the MRI. We've got to get with trainers. I've got to get more information." But he got on the mound yesterday, and today he came in and just overall arm fatigue. Um, and that's from the Associated Press from ESPN. So yeah, definitely not something that I wanted to see, especially since the Mets are trying to start off new with the new with the David Stearns era and the Carlos Mendoza era. The Mets are not projected to do like as good as people think they are supposed to be. You never know. Maybe they could have a Diamondbacks runner. Or the roster is decent, but no one is high on it. Maybe not like as someone like me or many other people. I think there's some flaws. Like I'm not, no team is perfect. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to say my team's going to win the World Series. It's a very unpredictable sports. So, but this is not good news coming out of because the last thing I want to hear is that he's getting Tommy John. He has a UCL tear, or I don't know, like because last year we had the Diaz injury. That wasn't that hurt. Especially that wasn't even played in the Major League Baseball. That was in the World Baseball Classic. So we'll see. This is definitely not something that I want to hear because he's basically the ace of the team. There's no Verlander, there's no Scherzer, no Degrom, so he's the set ace. When you got Sean Manaea, Adrian Hauser, any other pitchers, Tyler McGill, and just so Senga was the ace. So we'll see. And obviously Senga posted he was 12-7 last year with a 2.98 ERA in 29 starts. He adjusted really well. After a couple months, it took a while for him to get in a groove. And so I was just talking about it today. My coworkers, I would get a Kodai Senga City Connect if they would have come out. I can't get a jersey because I feel like and my dad says it to me all the time. I'm bad luck when it comes to jerseys.
Hmm.
I know we bring up football a lot on here too, and baseball, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Well, not football wise, but just example, and even baseball too. But with the Jets, I have Jamal Adams. He got traded. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He only lasted one season after 2016 season. Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith. Um,
You got a Geno Smith jersey?
I was a big Geno Smith fan back in the day.
Wow.
I used to, and you know what? I was not wrong about the guy. It
You
turns
are.
out I was not wrong.
You were just early.
I was early. Anybody back then would have told you, especially with the Tavon Austin highlights back in the day. Everyone was raving about that. Now on to baseball. I got a Jacob DeGrom jersey. What happens? A week and a half later, he's on the IL. He didn't pitch. He didn't pitch again that season, and he didn't pitch till next August. That was 13 months. So that was hard to watch. And then I think that's really the only player I can think of.
I straight up just lost my Judge jersey. I can't find it. My black Aaron Judge jersey. It looks sick.
Oh, that's a good jersey.
I've worn it in front of you, haven't I?
You might have. I think you
It's
have.
a black Aaron Judge jersey, and the Yankee logos in blue, outlined in white.
Right.
It looks really cool. I think the numbers are in blue too, and like the
Yeah,
same outline.
I think I remember you wearing it. Yeah,
I've
but now
worn it a
back.
bunch of
Yeah,
times.
but now
I
back to
used
that.
to wear it
So
on here.
yeah, I think I've seen you wear it on here. I don't know if you ever worn your Kershaw on here.
I might have at some point. I definitely wore my Oral Hershiser one because that's way too big for me to like wear out in public,
You see me wear my
especially now.
Piazza, yeah.
Uh,
I want to get another jersey.
I recently
It's
found my Mike
yeah.
Piazza jersey when I
Oh,
was cleaning
nice.
my room.
Definitely preserve that.
Yeah, I would wear it if the Mets were playing a team that like I didn't really care about. Like if we were playing Mets Pirates, I wouldn't show up in like a full Pirates uniform or dressed like Jack Sparrow.
All
Although
right.
that would be hilarious.
That'd be funny.
Go to
But
like
like
one of the
getting back to
yeah. Go
Senga
ahead.
though, but like you know what I mean? It's like I even talking about getting a Senga jersey. Now he's on with arm fatigue. I mean, I think I was actually talking. I might have been talking about this actually when the news came out. I think it was yesterday it came out, or was this today? I think I was kind of talking about it before.
I saw it today, but I've been checking my phone.
I think I kind of was talking about it after I heard the news. But either way, it's just not good. So I mean, it's hard to get a jersey of these players because you never know. I would love to get a Pete Alonso jersey, but I don't know what his future is. I feel bad for the bozos that buy a Pete Alonso jersey. Like you don't know if he's going to be around. For all you know, he could be traded for a king's ransom in July or August. But with the Kodai Senga news, like I said, I think it's a big blow to the Mets rotation. If it's I'm not gonna say it yet it's a big blow, but I don't know. Hopefully maybe he needs some rest. Hopefully he'll be out for a couple weeks. Maybe he'll be ready for opening day. I don't know. I hope for the best, but expect the worst. I'm not trying to go overboard. I'm not trying to freak out, but I'm just saying I just don't like this news starting off for spring training that he's going red arm fatigued.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could think of is that maybe like arm fatigue, like that wording is throwing people for a loop a bit. Like maybe
Right.
he was
Okay.
just throwing too hard too early on and just wasn't easing himself in the way he thought he could and thought
Okay.
maybe he was at a better spot than he was and just blew out, like not blew out his arm, but threw it out for a little bit.
Okay.
And it's no big deal. Like that could be it. But yeah, I'm with you. If I'm a Mets fan, I am terrified of what that could do.
Yeah, no, I agree though.
Because
I like when you put that out there. What do you say?
when you really think about it, the Mets could make the playoffs this year. It's not likely. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's likely. It's not. Your pitching staff is objectively bad. Your lineup is objectively good.
I forgot that they
Yeah.
had Luis Severino. That was the other pitcher I was trying to think of that signed on the 1 year. That's the other rotation.
Well, if we're talking about injuries, realistically, if you got, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I think you've got a better lineup than the NL Central. I don't think there's any lineup better. I think the Cardinals lineup is a little top heavy with Goldschmidt and Arenado. I think the Mets lineup, while it's top heavy with Lindor and Alonso, you still have good guys in there. McNeil, maybe he has a good season. Alvarez. I like Beatty. We'll see what he can do at the plate this year. Nimmo, I always like. I think you're better than the NL Central. Obviously, the Phillies and Braves have better lineups than you, and I don't think you or any other Met fan would really have a problem with me saying that. Dodgers are better. I don't know what other team in the National League is clearly a better lineup than you. Clearly a better lineup than you. Bellinger is still a free agent, so he's not going to be back with the Cubs. They've had a lot of wishy-washy guys there. Even the Diamondbacks, I'm not like as high on. The Diamondbacks got hot late into at the beginning of the season, late at the end of the season, and were very bad in the middle. Recently, I've been looking on my Google Docs, reading some of my old stuff, and the Phillies played them a few times, and I was commenting about it then. And even looking at their schedule, it kind of shows that the Giants don't have a good lineup. The Rockies, come on, what are we doing? So I'm trying to think like the Padres. You guys are better than on paper. because you guys don't really have like a glove first guy like they do with Hassan Kim
Mm.
or their catcher position. Like, yeah, they have Bogarts. Yeah, they have Tatis Jr. Yeah, they have Machado. But after that, who from that lineup would you take above a Met? Unless, of course, I'm missing somebody. So you guys can hit your way in. That's what I'm not what I'm concerned about. You guys also just signed Luke Voigt to a minor league contract. So if injuries happen and whatnot, you
Right.
can use him. Like, he's not bad.
No.
History has shown he's not bad. He's injury prone, but he's not bad. Like 2020, I think people scoff at it shortened season. He had 20 something home runs in 60 games, man. That's not nothing. He was genuinely one of the best hitters in the league. Arguably should have won MVP.
Right.
Jose Abreu did. And I'm not trying to hate on Jose Abreu, and I always come off as a coastal elitist here, and I don't try to. But are we going to sit there and say the Central regions are half as good as the AL East and NL East? Then, that year, I love Kenta Maeda. Good God. The guy looked like freaking prime Burt Blyleven in there that season. I mean, really. I love the dude, but it was remarkable. Brady Singer almost threw a no-hitter that shortened season. What I'm getting at is, like, he should have won MVP that year, him or LeMahieu.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, and you have a guy on your roster with that kind of caliber, and it's a matter of staying healthy, sure. And if you want to turn around Mets detractors and say they're too right-handed dependent, power-wise, even if he gets called up and makes the spot as the DH or whatever, or they sign JD Martinez, or they do something to get a free agent, I wouldn't disagree with it. I think personally, maybe an option the Mets could explore is signing Cody Bellinger.
Okay, that's interesting.
And trying to move on from Marte or trying to move on from somebody else.
Listen, Marte, I know he recently said he could play like 170 games or something.
I like him. It's nothing against him personally. It's just,
yeah.
If you're trying to win, not now, but a few years from now, that might be a good move to do. You give Bellinger a year to get acclimated to the roster, and you trade somebody out for younger pitching. That could be a really good move, man. So it's not like the Mets are without options.
No, I mean, I really hope they get JD Martinez. That's the guy. I hope they, at the end of the day, when it comes to opening day, March 28th or 29th. March 29th, or no, actually, no, March 28th. That's opening day. Whether it comes to all said and done, he's in the starting lineup. He's in Queens. I hear, which hopefully I do go to opening day. I gotta see who would want to go.
I would go.
Okay, yeah, I'll look into it. But all said and done, I hope he's in the starting lineup, and I hear the public address announcers screaming JD Martinez, and there you go. The whole crowd goes nuts because he's been in the league. You want to talk about upgrading from the DH? From you going from Daniel Vogelback to JD Martinez? Forget about it. Come on. I don't think they should go out. I mean, no, I'm not that I would turn down Cody Bellinger. He had a rebound year. It's crazy to me how long these players stay on the market forever. It's insane. But that's baseball free agency world. That's how it is. I would say, I would still keep faith in Marte. I think he just had a down year. Hopefully he took all the time to rest and heal and just get up to speed. And, hopefully this is the year where he stays healthy. Maybe not every game, but he's there till September, or at least hopefully in the playoffs, if God forbid they make it. God hoping, not God forbid, But yeah, I just I don't really think they're too far. I don't think the Mets are far away than they are. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not crazy about the pitching. I agree. The pitching is definitely, scary and something that, should be a little concerned. Not like, I'm not crazy about it, but I'm not going to freak out. Like I said, if they lose Senga, then yeah, they're screwed. They're screwed. But we don't know that. Who knows? I like Sean Manaea. Hopefully he can be a decent starter for them. Definitely better than hopefully when Jason Vargas came to the team. Yeah, I'm not comparing him to Jason Vargas, but I'm just saying, like, when I think of a lefty pitcher and there's a lot, but For some reason, I don't know why Jason Vargas came to mind.
I do want to throw out there that Shaw Mania, the second half of the year was much better than the first half. So his total ERA and stats don't look good because he was that bad to start it off. He was dynamite the last
Okay.
couple of weeks of the season, and he attributed it to, I forget if it was including a cutter or a two-seamer or something. He incorporated some pitch that he got comfortable with and really liked, and changed a few things mechanically around. So
Mm.
I do think that's an excellent value pick for them, upside wise. And
Right. And they need the
even
depth. Yeah.
so, it's like you just, I mean, it's innings. It's innings that can get eaten up. Um, but
Right.
really, man, it is not that line. That rotation ain't pretty. I would have liked Michael Lorenzen for you guys.
I wonder what's going to be like with Luis Severino. That's going to be an interesting. You
Glass
know,
cannon.
yeah, yeah. I just wonder how that's going to go because it's. I was going to say he's. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's looking to rebound. He's on a 1 year kind of prove it type deal. It's like, hey, like, what are you gonna, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for us? And hopefully he shows out from what he was supposed to be. It's gonna be interesting. I would love to see it. I feel like it'd be a great feel good story if he somehow plays up to par to what he was supposed to be with the Yankees. Obviously it didn't work out, but uh, it's what it is. That's I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm interested to see how the bullpen's gonna play. I think compared to last year and many other years, I think they have a ton of depth. And, I like the additions they had, like, they have a lot of upside, so they even brought back Ottavino, even though he recently went on MLB Network and he was like, I don't know I don't know what the direction of, the team's going, but then later on, maybe a couple days or even a week later, he signs back with the team. Like, what the heck? Um, I like, I know they signed a guy named Lopez. I just like they have a lot of depth. So, if one player gets hurt or he's not playing up to par, next man up mentality, So that's what I kind of think of the bullpen. What do you got on the bullpen?
Well, Edwin Diaz is back,
That's one thing.
and
Yeah,
I saw some videos of him throwing, and he still looks nasty.
hopefully. Oh my god, that'd be great if I heard Timmy trumpets on the opening day.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. What day of the week is that? Opening day
I
for you
believe
guys.
it's a Thursday, so I mean I'm off that Thursday, so I could we can make it work.
If you like really commit to it and like go on SeatGeek or something like that and look at tickets, I'll go.
Okay, yeah, I'll
It's during the
definitely.
day, or is it a night game?
I believe it's during the day. Most of the games are at home for some reason. Let's see. I'm just looking up. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just the fact of
That's not what I'm
baseball
looking for.
going
I'm looking
on.
for
I'm excited.
SeatGeek.
It's a Thursday at 1:10, and then there's a Saturday for 1:40. I don't know if I'd be working that Saturday.
I won't do the Saturday, but I'll definitely do the Thursday. Definitely do the Thursday. If you
I
want,
would do.
maybe are the Yankees playing that day? If the Yankees are playing that day, I might go to my Yankees. Might see my boy Juan Soto.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
No,
mind.
our first home game is April 5th at 1 o'clock. Oh, I might go to that.
It's cool.
Dude, I went to a day game last year and it was awesome during the week. Awesome. Good thing about saving up all your vacation time, right? All right, but back to your initial question of the Mets uh, bullpen. I got to pull up your roster here because a lot of bullpens, it's just fly by night. So I'm looking here. Bill Bickford, that's a name. I'm not too familiar with him, but I recognize the name. Edwin Diaz, Jake Diekman, Shintaro Fujinami. I kind of like. He's another one. Like his stats are abysmal last year, but like there were shenanigans at play there. Like the A's literally used that guy as a sacrificial lamb. Like it was some of the worst coaching I've ever seen, and I'm okay with going on the record with that. He
Okay.
had an 8.57 WAR. They would use him as like an opener role. When he would do well, they would take him out. When he would struggle, they would leave him in, and it was really really bad. It was bad coaching. He goes to the Orioles and like instantly does better. Not night and day, 857 to a 485, but the difference between an 857 and a 485 and how many innings pitched? 49.1 with the A's, 29.2 with the Orioles. And his ERA is a half, almost lower. That tells me something. And once again, being used in like a 1 inning role. So I don't know if the A's thought he was going to be a starter and it just didn't work out or what happened.
Right.
But
Okay.
and he had 4 blown saves. That's not good. But if he's a setup man, maybe they could figure it out. I trust whatever David Stearns does with pitchers. I trust. If he has faith in Adrian Hauser, I have faith in Adrian Hauser. That's been his guy. He was with him in Milwaukee. At some point, as much as I criticize the Brewers for never having a good lineup, you can't, like, ball don't lie. Their pitching is always phenomenal. Almost always phenomenal.
Right.
And a lot of it is just depth, just guys that could throw at you. So I trust that if he sees something in Fujinami that he thinks his staff can fix, I trust it. That could be a really good value pick for you guys, man. Honestly, that could be an excellent value pick.
Mm.
He's 29 years old, but I mean it's an old 29. He's been a pro for how long, man? Jake Diekman, bruh, 37 years old, left-handed reliever. What does Jake Diekman have left in the tank? I'm curious. Journeyman, 334 last year with 64 strikeouts. I guess with the Tampa Bay Rays. I'll try to find like really anything on that, but he was. I mean, he had innings. He had how many innings? 56.2. Not
Right.
bad. Not bad at all. And he was with the Rays last year. All right, that's a good pedigree pitching team, especially in the bullpen. So, all right, that could be a guy. Jorge Lopez. Oh, that dude's a bucket. He's had moments, man. He's had moments.
Okay.
Joey Lucchesi as a starter.
I like
What's
him.
his deal?
I like Joey Lucchesi. I mean, because he had an underdog story. His first start last year for the Mets, he pitched 7 scoreless innings. He was almost lights out
He did very well, yeah.
against the Giants. I think it was in April. That's when it started the season. That's kind of when the Mets were kind of high, and then they started. That's kind of when they got him a low start pretty early.
Brooks Raley's not bad.
I like Brooks Raley.
54.2 innings pitched, an ERA of 280. That's not bad at all.
We're looking at the roster. Do you want to present it just to?
ESPN.com. Would you like me to give you the link?
Yes, please. Or if you want to present it.
Oh yeah, sure. That works too. Some people can see it just easier that way. Present. Share screen. Dude, this really is like a game changer, me being able to figure this out. Because you know how many times I've tried to share it and then I would screw it up. So to be able to finally figure it out, I'm like on top of the world. David Peterson's
out for a little bit. He's not going to be playing for a little bit. Let me look at the lineup. Keep going up. Lopez, that's the guy they Phil. I like Phil Prickford, or is it Pickford? Phil.
He's okay. Was he with you guys last year?
I like him. I remember the game that I went to with me and my pops. We went against the Cubs. The first thing that comes to mind, I remember Ottavino came in the game and it did not go well. It looked like they were going to choke the Mets, but he came in and he got them out of the jam and he won the game for them. That was, I think, the save right there. That was his only save of the year.
Yeah,
because I don't think he's meant for not to close out games, but no, he was decent. Stop scrolling. Jose Budo. Ooh, that's not my favorite. I don't like that. That's not my favorite player. Garrett Reed. He's Reed Garrett.
Yeah, Reed Garrett. I thought he was okay for you guys last year. He was okay somewhere last year.
Oh yeah, the ERA does. ERA
29 ERA.
Yeah, let's take.
Sorry about that. Good. Sorry, Reed.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the game log. That's what.
Oh my God, this website's so janky. For those of you watching, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you listening, I'm trying to get a job in the future. So I won't say what website it is,
Likewise,
but
that's me too. Yeah.
holy Toledo.
This sort of counts for me too. That takes some.
Oh,
Oh my lord! Oh my Lanta!
he's a lamb. He's a lamb. We're losing. Game over. Just go out here, whatever.
All right, go back. I'm
Oh
tired of
my
seeing
god, how many losses did this cat have? What was his final record? I kind of want
the
to
stats.
know.
Yeah.
Did he lead the league in losses as a reliever?
Nah.
Oh, okay. So the game's just resulted in losses. All right. Relieving is weird on here sometimes, but it gives you the opponent hitting stats. That's actually kind of neat. That's good to know.
Let's see. I know Lopez.
I
They
don't
just
know why
got.
it's moving like that. Like dancing this screen, man. It's messing with me.
Go to Adrian Hauser. I want to take a look at his stats.
He's pretty good. He was obviously with the Brewers for a while. 4.12 ERA. Kind of like a swingman role, like a borderline starter reliever type. Not bad. Like I honestly have no idea why my computer is like
Bugging.
yeah, really. Literally. Stats. Can you help me out here? Oh, it was on stats already.
Yeah.
He's been in here for a
Yeah.
while, man.
Wow, it's 4 ERA straight up. He was with the Brewers for a long time.
Yeah.
He
I
didn't
mean,
play in 17 or 16.
that's not that crazy. If he came up as a younger dude and they just didn't use him in those seasons.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I agree because he only came up for 2 games at the end of only 2 innings in 15. That makes you make a good point.
I can't recall him like ever being like a highly touted prospect or somebody that they thought was going to be elite. But if you look at his 2019 3.72 ERA, not bad. Like something's there. And once again, you can see he got a hold that year, so out of the bullpen. And then you look, he's 10-6 in 21. So he's getting starts as well. So I don't know if they're going to use him out of the bullpen or as a starter. They have the flexibility there. If they got somebody, they can move him. If they don't get somebody during the season, they can keep him. He's comfortable doing both. So I like that. You have a very flexible pitching roster.
Right.
Brooks Raley, Johan Ramirez, Sean Reed Foley, Drew Smith, Brooks Raley. I just tried to scroll down 10 different times and wouldn't go. Your catcher's not bad. Omar Narvaez, he's not terrible. Francisco Alvarez, pretty good. Luis Angel Acuna. I mean, this is your guy, right? The kind of guy you hope to be able to build around. Pete Alonso, Brett Beatty, Lindor, and McNeil. Zach Short. He's kind of been up and down with you guys, hasn't he?
A little bit.
Right? Haven't you guys had him for? No, I guess not. He was from
news to me.
New York guy. That's upstate Kingston. These are all right. Let's see what you got. Okay, glove first, I guess. All right, Zach. Best of luck. I think he went on a heater for a little bit once. Joey Wendell. I like Joey Wendell. I actually really like Joey Wendell.
That kind of replaced the Luis Guillorme type impact.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's enough. I'm gonna give it a that.
Yeah. Stop sharing.
But enough for the Mets. I feel like we covered the Mets a lot. I feel like one player we should talk about would be a player that we've watched for a very long time, and his name is Mike Trout. What people think of Aaron Judge now, this is what we thought of Mike Trout back then. That's how insane he was. Maybe Mike Trout was, I'm not trying to honestly discredit Judge, but
people would say Mike Trout's better, but I disagree. But
I'm not going to say that. I mean, I'm not going to try to compare, but I'm saying like how people looked at Judge now. It's kind of, I feel like it's kind of how we looked at Trout.
People still look at Trout that way.
Yeah, people still do.
A really good player.
So, but he's recently been saying he signed a lucrative contract with the Angels, and I know that he's been trying to get on. uh, I know that he's been trying to. He wants to win, and it's kind of been hard because the Angels haven't really been known. If they didn't win with Otani, they didn't win with Pujols, they didn't win with Rendon. So it's kind of making it hard for him to stay loyal. He's kind of been known for kind of being a loyal type player. But he recently has been open up about his future with the MLB, and he said he would be open. He says that according to Tyler Conway of the Bleach Report from Twitter, Mike Trout open to future MLB trade, but wants to be loyal to Angels contract. And then it says, there might be time where I've really haven't thought about this. Trout told reporters when asked if he could someday ask for a trade, but when I signed that contract, I'm loyal. So, according to the article, it also explains how Trout has 7 years remaining on his contract, which boosting an identical $35.5 million in dollars in salaries. So, yeah, it's interesting. You know, it sucks because this is like what?
No, nothing. It's for some reason your audio got like super deep for a second, then just like bounced back.
Yeah, I think some of my voice was cracking a bit. I was trying to recuperate. Um,
Darth buddy.
Dorf, but don't. But just Mike Trout, it's insane. It's crazy. I mean, because he's been loyal to the team for so long. It's like when Barry Sanders deserved a ring, he deserves a ring, 100%. Like, and it sucks because it's taken for a while for him, and like you ask yourself, how long does he got left? I know he's had some injuries that have kind of been derailing him the past couple of seasons. It's I mean, don't need to be the rush anything, or not saying not to be patient, but at the same time, it's like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? It's like, this is how long can he stick it out with the Angels? I mean, give him credit. The guy's loyal. He did sign a big contract, but at the same time, it's going to come to a point where it's, it seems like now he's kind of looking at it like, hey, like, I might see myself elsewhere.
I think I'll save him the trouble. I think it's in the Angels' best interest to trade Mike Trout, not Mike Trout's best interest to be traded from the Angels.
Why's that?
Because I'm looking at the Mariners, and they're a young team, and they got talent. And I'm looking at the Rangers, who just won the World Series in my division. And I'm looking at the Astros, who just went to, 5-6 straight ALCSs? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. A lot, right?
Right.
What do you do? What do you do? Blake Snell is still available. JD Martinez is still available. You lost out on Otani. Cody Bellinger is still available. If you're not going to get the talent that's there now, Matt Chapman's still available. All right, get rid of Rendon. Just cut him. Guy doesn't even want to play anymore. Just cut him.
I know he recently was just
He
saying
hasn't been in a single positive headline since he played for the Nationals.
Yeah, I feel
Cut
bad.
him.
That's
Just
another
cut him.
that's another storyline too. Just talking about Rendon.
And listen, I think people are too harsh on him. I really do just think he's one of those guys that they talk about it a lot with centers in basketball. That guys that are just told, dude, you're sick at this. You got to go. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Guys that their whole lives, they talk about it in basketball. Tall guys, their entire lives are told, play basketball, even if they don't want to. And some of them are so good, like DeAndre Ayton of the Suns, now of the Blazers. I'm wearing a Blazer shirt. Unbelievable. Are so good, they get to the NBA despite never giving a damn. They're just that naturally gifted. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And Rendon's kind of like that. And I honestly think a lot of it is, I think he lost his passion for the game.
Okay.
Not that the guy's ungrateful, not that the guy's a jerk. I just think he lost his passion for the game. And maybe a change of scenery reinvigorates that. Maybe playing on a team that's actually going towards something reinvigorates that. I think for Rendon's best, like for him,
Yeah.
he should be cut.
Right. Yeah.
Buy him
Designated
out
for.
and
Yeah.
cut him. Same thing that the Yankees did with Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
What value does he have to the team? He never plays. When he does show up, he's getting into fights with fans in Oakland opening day of last year, getting into it with the media, or just coming off as a prima donna. Just cut the guy.
Yeah. He doesn't.
For his
Yeah.
for his own sake, get rid of him and trade Mike Trout. You can't trade Anthony Rendon. Nobody in their right mind is taking that contract and giving up assets.
No.
Out of your mind to think it. Just start over. Just reboot. And sometimes, instead of continuing to make the same mistake 10 times in a row, just take the loss now.
Yeah.
It's Mike Trout.
Hmm.
People, that's one that's going to sell jerseys to another team. Two, the haul you can get for Mike Trout. Because not only is that team going to get jerseys, ticket sales, season ticket sales, more eyes on the games, a better chance at making the playoffs. They got playoff revenue to think about. Not only are you going to get all of that, he's already under team control. Trade him. There's no value in keeping him. You're at best the fourth best team in your own division.
Right.
How the hell are you going to make the playoffs?
I
Who's
feel
the young
yeah.
guy? Who's the young guy that you're waiting to click? Logan O'Hoppe? Local guy, Long Island guy.
Yeah.
I know someone who knows him, says he's a great kid. Taylor Ward, who is playing like freaking Mickey Mantle for a month and fell off. Who on that roster are you expecting to be your saving grace? Joe Adele? Bro, I've been hearing about Joe Adele being the second coming of Hank Greenberg for 10 years. Not happening. I want to laugh at my own joke. I'm past the laughing at my own jokes with the Angels. They suck. There's nothing redeemable.
Oh, damn,
The only redeemable thing they have is Mike Trout. That's it.
What they should have did was they should have
Bro,
traded.
they even lost their closer, Raisel Iglesias. They literally have no value. Nothing.
Except Mike Trout.
Except Mike Trout.
Trade
it and rebuild. They haven't had a full rebuild, and to their credit, in 25 years. They haven't.
Even when they
always just tried to patch things together with spit and glue, and it's never worked out.
Even when they won it back in
02. That's what I'm saying. Like, because that 02 team was a fluke. Tyler Anderson was good with the Angels last year and instantly regressed. He was good with the Angels 2 years ago and instantly regressed. He was 257 with the Angels, hit a 5.43 ERA with the Angels. He was 257 with the Dodgers. Thanks for showing up, Tyler. Griffin Canning, 27 years old, 4.32 ERA. All right, that's the guy you want to build around. Adam Simber, 33. He's a reliever. Reed Detmers. I thought I just saw him with the Mets. 24, 4.48 ERA. All right, but that's young enough that maybe there is something there. He did regress from 22 to 23. Maybe you could see what you have in him. It's not good. Carlos Estevez, 31 years old, a reliever. Luis Garcia, 37 years old. Jimmy Herget, 30 years old. Ben Joyce, 23. As a relief pitcher at 23. Starting pitcher Jack Kanovich from Philly. rookie. All right, maybe we'll see what Jack can
Mm,
do.
right. Okay.
Now,
But
I'm
yeah.
Patrick Sandoval is pretty good, but he regressed last year. Their whole pitching staff regressed. Their whole pitching
I think
staff
it's.
regressed.
I just think it's crazy with the. Yes, I mean
Dude,
they should have traded Otani when they had the chance, though. I
he
mean,
had
I don't know
a
what they thought they were
two
gonna do.
he had a 291 ERA in 2022. He had a 411 ERA in 23. Man, what am I supposed to say?
Well, I
What am
got
I supposed to
Joe
say?
Joe Madden. No, um he left the team right last year.
They fired him.
They fired him. Okay,
They started off as one of the best starts ever for their franchise.
and then they had an epic collapse. I remember. Yeah, they had
And
the
then they
epic
had
collapse.
an unprecedented losing streak. All right, I get it. Something has to be done. But at the same time, too, I'm looking at CJ Crone. He's okay. CJ Crone is your first baseman. Brandon Drury, he's okay. Zach Nito, he's bad. He has a 685 OPS, 34 RBIs, 9 home runs, and I'm pretty sure he played a lot of games for them. Like it wasn't 84. All right, so I'm being too harsh. I'll walk it back. I'm being too harsh. Glove first guy. All right, fine. Did the glove first thing with Danny Fletcher. That worked out great for you. Kieran Paris or Kyron Paris, not sure how it's pronounced. 22 years old, second baseman. All right, maybe we see what we have in him. Anthony Rendon, we already went through that. Luis Rengifo, he had some moments for them last year. He's not bad. Nolan Shawnell, rookie, first baseman, left-handed. Levon Soto, 23-year-old. They have a young team because they've been bad. But none of these guys are performing up to caliber. Bro, I'm looking at their outfield. Their outfield is going to be Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, and Aaron Hicks. Mickey Moniak, he had some moments for them last year. He's okay. Young guy, 25. Maybe he takes a leap.
Hmm.
Your pitching staff sucks. It's a joke.
Dang,
It's honestly a
you
joke.
going hard. You going hard in the paint with Angels right now.
Yeah,
You going hard in the paint. This is
dude.
like
How are they not? How are they not looking at what everybody else is looking at? 29 other teams are looking at. MLB Network has been saying. I'm saying. You've been saying a lot more politely than I have. Nick Feil, when he used to be on here, was saying, everybody says your team sucks. You need to do something.
And what have they done?
Mike Trout's not getting any younger.
Mic drop.
What do you want me to say?
You know, like I said, I think that what they should have did last year is they should have traded Otani when they had the chance. They should have did it if they. I mean, I don't know if there was any offers on the table because I don't know if they thought he was gonna leave no matter what to go to the Dodgers. But am I wrong with that?
I understand both sides of it. Artie Moreno, the owner, thought, I don't want to be the guy who trades Shohei Ohtani. I don't want to be the guy who traded Babe Ruth. Okay. Maybe. And people forget until they had injuries right after the trade deadline, they were within striking distance. It was pie in the sky, but I could see a team talking themselves into it. They didn't count on Mike Trout getting hurt. They didn't count on Shohei Ohtani blowing his arm out. Now, I would sit there and say, you didn't count on Mike Trout getting hurt. That's like going to a hematologist and not expecting to get blood taken. That's literally their job, to take blood. So, and study it. Like Mike Trout's a heck of a player, made a glass the last couple of seasons. And a lot of it is little stuff, but he still misses games for it. So you have to be thinking of it right then and there. Anthony Rendon's injury prone. Not only is he injury prone, when he does play, he doesn't care. So just cut him.
That was another player I wanted to get on. I know you had a Don LaGreca moment on him. Yeah, Don LaGreca moment on the which is on the whole Angels organization, Natale. So
Yeah, I
I
mean, I'm
I
not
give you
trying to
credit.
sound like a jerk, but what it really is like I'm looking at your team and there's an easy solution. Cut Rendon, trade Mike Trout, and get pieces back. And I get it. You don't want a young team of these kinds of hodgepodge guys, of glove first guys. You drafted them. That's your problem. If they're young guys that aren't good hitters, but there's team control, if they're not panning out, there's going to be teams that would take them.
Right.
That's just the way it works,
I
man.
just I feel like that when they've signed players and it just hasn't. They signed a ton of free agent players and it just hasn't panned out. Like you said, Rendon. I feel like Pujols is kind of really the only exception because he stayed for the team for like 10 plus years. Now he didn't make a single All Star game. Maybe not as much.
It got really bad after 3 or 4. He was like unplayable for the last few years, and
That sucks too, especially for he really. I remember when he left for Anaheim, and I remember it was big. It was big because like this is, what Mike Trout was to the what Mike Trout is to the Angels is what Albert Pujols was to the Cardinals.
Mhm.
It's one of the best players. He just 700 home run club, one of the best first basemen ever.
Probably the second best ever behind Lou Gehrig, or maybe the best. I don't really think there's much of an argument.
And that says a lot.
Statistically, he's dynamite.
Yeah, and like I said, that says a lot. So what free agents have panned out? CJ Wilson wasn't anything, right?
No, he wasn't good.
No,
I loved CJ Wilson when he was with the Rangers. I'll pull up the stats. I don't remember them offhand, really. I remember him being a bust.
but I remember when they signed
But
him, and then
Tim Lincecum was a bust too.
ooh, poor Tim Lincecum. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
All right, so I actually think people are too harsh on CJ Wilson. He wasn't terrible. He was an all-star with them. He had a 3.83 ERA in 2012, was an all-star. Was 3.39 ERA in 2013, and something happened. I don't know what, but something happened. His mechanics fell apart. He started walking guys. He led the league in walks in 14, 4.51 ERA in 14, 3.89 ERA the next year, and then was out of the league.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened there, but he does kind of get dunked on a little too much. But it clearly didn't pan out. Tim Lincecum didn't pan out for them. It was probably even worse. But he only played 1 year. He got hurt. That's what it was. He couldn't stay healthy. I like Tim Lincecum, but when everybody's telling you your entire career that your mechanics are going to create injuries, and they create injuries, as bad as I feel that such a dominant force was out of the league, there is a part of it where who do you have to blame? It's sad, but it's not exactly inaccurate, right?
Poor Tim Lincecum. That was
He was bad with them. 9 games played, a 9.16 ERA in 2016. He was really
he had a
bad.
great career. You want to talk about DeGrom before he walked so Jacob DeGrom could run.
He really did.
Honestly, that was I gotta clap up because that was well put by me. But you know what I mean? Like he was just insane for the Giants, especially in that dynasty run. Mostly in the beginning of the early 2010s. Remember
He won
2010?
he won 3 rings. I
Yeah,
forgot he was on the 14 team.
he was good, and yeah. Oh wow,
But
that's
he
shocking.
started to actually, his ERA I don't think should be this low.
I didn't think it was. Thought he had a higher ERAs. Like
His career ERA is 3.74, but that should be lower. That should be higher.
I thought it should be lower.
He had 4 in 2007, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 years below his average. 1 year way above it. 1 year way above it. 1 year way above it. 1 year above it. 1 year drastically above it. Almost
Look at his
triple.
strikeouts. He was insane. Just 265, 261, 231. That's pretty remarkable if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean he was excellent, but he didn't pan out. Their
Yeah.
pitching. They've always tried to buy pitching, and it's never worked. So develop it.
Right.
That's easy. It's an offensive line in football. Well, just develop the offensive line. It's a lot easier said than done.
Right. Yeah, I could tell you. I could tell
But
you that for sure.
what I can say is, you have the Dodgers. Like, see, look at what they're doing. You're in the same market. You should be able to see them. The Rays have figured it out. The Marlins have figured it out. Like, there are teams that have specialized in pitching to the degree where their lineup is meaningless. The Marlins is the biggest example, to their detriment. I yammed on the. I'm wearing the Clyde Drexler jersey, so I did some dunking tonight. I dunked on the Angels tonight. I'll dunk on my Fish another time. They're going to do some dumb stuff throughout the season. They always do. Man, I hope for Mike Trout's sake they trade him.
Yeah.
I don't know where he would go. What if he went to the Reds?
The Reds. Put. That's not my.
Let me say something. You have a big league ready talent.
They do.
Get
They
hitters
do.
and pitchers.
They do.
And he's good enough that with the talent they have now in the division that they're in, that swings the pendulum, my man. For both teams. That's a strangers on a trade, as I like to call it. Mutually beneficial, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, you make a good point. Or just making a deal or no deal type situation. This is
I'm just shooting from the hip. It's probably not going to be an American League team. You can't trade Mike Trout to the Yankees. You can't. Don't think of that.
I feel like Yankee Nation. They would go nuts thinking of Mike Trout next with Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. Well, I wouldn't
If you
say this
had
trade.
Trout, Soto, and Judge in your outfield,
That's ridiculous.
that makes the Braves lineup look like my little league lineup. Although I got walked, I had an extremely high walk rate when I played little league. Advanced analytics loved me. I was literally the Joey Gallo of little league baseball.
You were the Joey Gallo. I was a freaking. I was the Joe. I thought I was the Joey Gallo. I mean,
I was the Joey Gallo. I either walked or struck out. Never hit the ball in play in my life. Never did. It's never happened. Never hit a home. Well, actually, Joey Gallo hit home runs. So I guess I'm like, I was washed up Aaron Hicks. Could still field the hell out of the ball. Wicked in the outfield. So glove first guy. I take pride in being the only glove first outfielder in the PYBL that coaches were like secretly like, if they hit the ball to that kid, they're gonna see the kid's kind of got a rocket. So, like,
but anyway,
secret weapon in the outfield. Damn, yeah. Zach Plesac. All right, perhaps I judged you too harshly, Angels. He's had moments. How old is he now? 29. Oh my god! I remember when he was like the young rookie on the Cleveland Guardians who broke COVID protocol.
Oof.
What a time. Ron Washington. Oh my god. If Ron Washington gets this team, bro, I don't want to hear anything about cocaine. If Ron Washington gets this team to the playoffs, this team, Hall of Famer. I don't care about the skeletons in the closet. I don't care about the cocaine thing when he was with the Rangers. I don't give a damn. Hall of Famer instantly for Ron Washington. 2 trips to the World Series and an absolute garbage Angels team to the playoffs. Forget it. I might buy a Ron Washington jersey. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
I love that dude. Howard Bryant said once on a podcast when he was first voting for the Hall of Fame. Howard Bryant's a sports writer. His first time voting for the Hall of Fame, he said, he's like, I didn't see these guys play. I think it was Albert Bell. I didn't really see. I think I wasn't a writer at the time. I don't remember him too much. And he was talking to Ron Washington about it. And he's like, Ron Washington, he did an impression of Ron Washington. And he was like, you need to ask yourself, Howard, Was he the baddest MFer on the field? He's the baddest MFer on the field. That's a Hall of Famer. And like, I just that quote, it was just so funny to me. I was listening to it at work when I was in the back, and I cracked up. He was the best MFer on the field. That's a Hall of Famer.
That's all. Ron Washington's been around for a long time.
Love Ron Washington, bro. He's in Moneyball. He's the
Really?
first base coach that helped Chris Pratt's character.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scott
Hatterberg at
Scott
playing
Hatterberg,
defense. Yeah. That's his character, Ron Washington. They call him Ron Washington in the movie.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah.
I remember on the scene. He's like Brad Pitt's Billy Bean's like, it's easy to transition to first base. Is that him? Where he's like Ron, tell him. He's like, it's extremely hard. Is that him?
Yes. Sorry, I was readjusting my table, my snap table.
Very good. Yeah, so I know what you're talking about.
Like, yes, that's Ron Washington's guy.
He's like, Ron, tell him how easy it is. It is extremely hard.
But he's known as being like the best defensive coach like ever. That's why the Braves defense, their infield defense, is like ridiculous every position, because like
Ron Washington,
his fielding drills are like, everybody's like, if you want to get better at playing defense, you have to talk to Ron Washington. He's like a savant. So defensively, the Angels should be loaded. Like their team, like if they have a single error, Ron Washington might just be like, that's not somebody I'll tell Howard Bryant to vote for the Hall of Fame. That's not the baddest ever on the field. Maybe that's what he would say. I don't know. I just love, after hearing that story, I'm a lifelong Ron Washington fan.
Look up his manager. I found his playing record, like playing career, but I'm just looking for his managerial.
It's got to be really. He went to 2 World Series, man. And like I said,
with the Rangers, yeah, I remember.
I understand. Like he got ran out because he had a cocaine problem.
Did he really?
There's something, yeah, and there's something else. He might have had some other scandal or something like that that came out around the same time.
Oh, that's terrible.
That kind of got him ran out of being a manager. He never got another opportunity until this year. He is 6'64" and 6'11" lifetime as a manager.
Yeah, I'm
average
finish.
Right now. Oh, okay, 2.3. I mean, 2 World Series, man.
I'm surprised. Did they win the division in those years or no? They didn't. Like with the 2 pennants.
Because there were a division title, I think, would have been there. His nickname is Sweet. Dude, how can you not like this guy?
I mean, he's sweet. Poor guy. But no, I mean, hopefully he's better now than when he was back then. It's good to see he's got an opportunity. I remember him, obviously, from Texas. I remember one time CC Sabathia got like an out, and I think it was in 2010. Like he got like a loose ball error, and like the runner was running home, and he got him out. But then I remember Ron Washington coming out and just like arguing with the umpire, and I'm pretty sure he got ejected.
Love Ron Washington. Love him. Love him. So hopefully it turns around. We spent so much time on the Angels. Oh my God. Angels and Mets pod. Angels in the Metro. Angels in the Met. That's what we should name this episode. MLB free agency. Oh, Gary Sanchez went to the Brewers. Boogity boogity. Ahmed Rosario went to the Tampa Bay Rays in a 1-year deal. Kershaw back to the Dodgers. Yuck Peterson went to the Diamondbacks. David Robertson going to the Rangers. That's a good signing. Rhys Hoskins to the Brewers. All right, we talked about that already. Yeah, I actually really like Gary Sanchez to the Brewers. Lord knows they need the offense. Was he already on the Brewers? No, he wasn't. Luke Voigt was on the Brewers. Previously of Magnus Sports. Now that's the name of a sports agency. He wasn't bad last year, man. Gary Sanchez. 113 OPS plus, 19 bombs, 47 RBIs. From a catcher? Not terrible. Defensively, he's gotten a lot better. I feel bad for Gary Sanchez. I think he was waiting to see where Blake Snell signed because that was his personal catcher in San Diego. Maybe that means the Brewers are going to get Blake Snell. Whoa.
That'd be late player, you know.
Is Jamie Gertz of Lost Boys fame, is she going to open up the textbook? Open up the checkbook and sign Blake Snell? I don't know what other movies she was in. I think she was in Twister.
Who's that?
Jamie Gertz, owner of the Milwaukee Brewers. She was an actress. She married a Billy. I have no idea the name of her husband. I just think it's hilarious that like the chick from the Lost Boys owns the Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Brewers. That's so cool. Anthony Wrestler. Billionaire businessman, private equity firms, management groups. Oh, so a bunch of rich guy stuff. I don't really know. That's who she's married to. Less than zero. 16 Candles. Well, she's had been some moments, man. She said some movies. Seinfeld. Good for her.
I love. What was I gonna say? What was the movies you were saying? Say it again. You said one of them that I knew right that I was saying.
Less than zero. That's kind of a big one. Seinfeld.
You said
16 Candles.
16 Candles,
is like a legitimately like huge movie. She's not the star in that. That's Molly
Ringwald and John Cypher.
Yeah, Joan Cusack. Anthony Michael Hall. Michael Scofield. John Cusack. All right. She's still in movies?
Who's that?
Jamie Gertz. Wow, she's still making stuff. Owner of the Milwaukee Brewers, still making movies. Hustler. I respect that. Not the movie Hustlers. I mean, like, she's still, like, doing her thing. Respect. I'm glad to see the Brewers are signing Gary Sanchez.
I wish the Mets kind of kept on to him longer than they did.
And they have Rhys Hoskins. They're listening to. They must be fans of the program. Hi, Brewers. Thank you for being fans of the show. I'm sorry that I always criticize your bad lineups. Now you have a decent lineup. Now I don't have to criticize it. I'm surprised they got rid of Mark Canha, though. That I can still criticize. Mark Canha going to the Detroit Tigers. Let me tell you something. The Detroit Tigers, sneaky. Detroit Tigers to win the AL Central? Maybe. What do you think? I don't know.
I wish I could say. I wish the Mets would have kept on to him longer. There's a lot of players. Let me see. Another thing that's interesting, and I guess we'll sort of wrap up the show. The Utah is now an option for the A's. What do you think of that?
Maybe the billionaire who didn't do anything except be born to get his billions of dollars. He inherited all of it. Maybe that guy should just sell the freaking team. I've said my piece. I'm sick of this. We've gone through this a 1,000 times. I used to be interested in this topic, Brandon. I'm really not anymore. The guy's a jerk. All right, let's just move on. The city of Las Vegas wants nothing to do with them. The mayor of Las Vegas wants nothing to do with them. And what, taxpayers are going to have to keep paying for what? To see crap like Shintaro Fujinami have blow up 9 runs in 2 batters.
Yeah, the Mets
Great.
really. I remember. I think did he play the Mets?
He was on the Mets now for
He's on the
July.
Mets now, and I'm saying like, did he play the Mets and the Mets lit him up?
The whole league lit him up when he was on the A's. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk to the guy. I'm sure he's a sweetheart of a guy. I'm sure we'd get along well. But it's, I mean, man, bro. If they're never going to have any stars or hold on to any stars, how are you going to be an attraction in Las freaking Vegas, bro?
You guess is as good as mine. Is there any way that they can remove him from being owner? Force him to sell?
That would be hilarious if they could. You're so bad, we have to take ownership away from you. I'm sure it's happened in the 70s. If it could happen in sports, it happened in the 70s. Really was the Wild West. Every sports league was like mayhem. I want an entire docuseries, every episode just something more mayhem out of sports in the 1970s. Call it the 1970s, a decade of mayhem. Put it on ESPN. You're welcome. You're welcome. Just send me a couple of royalty checks. Thanks, brother. That's all I need. That's not true. At least give me one of those talking head spots where I can just like rip somebody.
No,
That'd be awesome. Or praise them.
But
Billy Martin, he was a man's man as a manager. He was all over the place. I loved Billy Martin.
Besides that, is there anything else? Anything else that we need to talk about?
Sure. ESPN did like a little article about what cities can get a expansion team. I guess every writer picked a different spot. I don't know. And some of the ones we have are some of the ones their panel picked are up here. So do you want to do this because it could be a slow news week? Do you want to do this next week and just go city by city?
Okay.
That could be fun. That could be exciting. So we'll build it up.
Okay. I like that idea. I'll make sure to remind you.
Battin and Chattin around the world.
Yeah, man.
Look at that. Wow.
Okay,
What am I doing here with these ideas? Huh?
I'll clap it up for you.
Thank you.
All right. And that wraps it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess so.
Be sure to check. No, actually, no. I can't say that. All I gotta say is this: that we thank you for joining us in another edition of Battin and Chattin. For my co-host Denis Tuohy and the entire Blackjack Group Media team, I'm Brandon Natale saying so long, and we'll see you next time.